It was 6 in the morning when I heard a very loud yell from downstairs. Christy! Christy! Get down here! I was ironing my husband's clothes when my mother-in-law called me. I was shocked that she was here. She lived in the neighboring town. I wonder what she is up to here. I can feel my hands shaking. Hearing her voice is one thing, but seeing her face to face is another level of nervousness. I'm coming, Mother! When I went down, she checked the entire house with a smug face. What kind of a mess is this? You call this a home? She shouted as she kicked everything her feet stumbled on. It is perfectly fine. Fine? My son does not deserve a home like this. Do you even know how to clean properly? You're useless. I was about to answer when she threw a dried flower at me. What even is that? Is that a flower? You cannot even water it. Mom, I was busy with work. I know, but is that an excuse for you not to clean the house? You only have two things to do, work and clean. And you cannot even do great in both. Worthless bitch. She snarled at me. I was controlling my emotions, but I could hardly take it anymore. My tears were slowly falling when my husband came down wearing the suit that I ironed. My love, it's half done. I went close to him and touched his suit. It was not done yet, but he pushed me so hard that I stumbled and scratched my arms on the coffee table behind me. I'm already late, and you're moving so slowly. You're such a slack-off. You don't get things done around here, idiot. I'm sorry, your mother called me. Oh, and now it's my mother's fault? If you had woken up earlier, my suit could have been ironed on time. My love, you know that I did the midnight shift earlier at the store. I have to work overtime for us to pay this month's rent. Ricky slammed the wall, and it startled me. Enough with your excuses. That's the price you pay for dropping out of college. You don't have a decent job that can provide us. Shh! Don't stress yourself out, son. That bitch is no good for you. Just remember that today's going to be a big day, and sooner you will get out of this hellhole. I did not hear what Anna had said because she was whispering to Ricky as she was calming him. They left me right there and then without any words of goodbye. I heaved a deep sigh. If only you had a job, we would live a comfortable life. But here you are, a jobless, spoiled, and abusive little prick that relies on his wife for money. And if only you didn't have a tolerating and inconsiderate mother, then all of us would live happily with no toxicity. I said. These are the words that I wanted to tell him and his mother straight on their faces. But I don't have the guts. Until now, I can feel my knees shaking. I quickly cleaned the house and left for work. While driving to the office, I remembered my husband's words earlier. I dropped out of college to marry him because he got me pregnant. He hesitated to ask for my hand initially because he wanted an easy life, friends, parties, and lots of trouble. But my mother insisted that we marry each other to save our family's reputation. With that, we got married at the early age of 21. The first few months of our relationship were beautiful, as we were expecting a fantastic baby girl, but I got into a miscarriage. And right there, my husband started to change. And now, 2 years into our marriage, we were not blessed with another baby anymore. Ever since I was the only one that worked, my husband would stay in the house watching football games and eat his heart out. He also complains most of the time, And more frequently, he hurts me whenever I try to wrestle with him and when I start to prove a point. Because of that, a memory of our worst fight came vividly into my memory. What is wrong with you? Why are you hitting me? You're so useless. I told you to bring me 10 oranges, and you got 2. Are you that dumb? You don't know how to count? Ricky, for God's sake, I'm not going to spend $15 for ripe oranges. You know damn well how we struggle to make ends meet. We are 2 months due with our rent, and you're asking me to buy oranges? And just because I was thinking about our expenses, you are starting to get angry with me? He grabbed my hair and dropped me into the floor. He smashed the things on the table beside him. You have no right to disobey me. I'm your husband and you follow me. He kicked me and left me on the floor, struggling in pain. I did not realize I had already entered the office, and my coworker snapped me back into reality. Hi, Christy, are you fine? You're zoning out. Yes, I'm fine. What happened to your arm? Did he hurt you again? I was shocked by her comment. No, I accidentally slipped on the floor and hit my arm on a table. I'm fine, don't worry. I denied her allegations. I know Yuka is related to my husband. This is not the first time she called me about this issue. Look, Chrissy. She went close to me and held my hand. Your husband is abusing you. You don't deserve this kind of treatment. You have to take action. No, Yuka, he is my husband, and I don't have to leave him. I cannot imagine the scandal that my family will receive once I leave him. Yuka sighed, a sign that she could not do anything. I ignored her and started working diligently. Night came, and I immediately went home. I decided to skip my overtime job tonight because I want to prepare a meal for my mother-in-law before she says hurtful things. As I came home, I saw my mother-in-law sitting on the sofa reading a book. She seems so calm and surprisingly happy. Good evening, Mom. Where is Ricky? From now on, you will stop looking for Ricky, and you will not call me Mom anymore. I was confused by her response. Oh, well, what do you mean? She did not answer immediately. She fished something out of her bag, a white envelope. She threw it in my face, and the contents fell on the floor. Money. I was dumbfounded by what was happening. There, that's for your troubles. I stared down at the money on the floor. I kneeled and collected all the money to return it to the envelope. What is the meaning of all of this? I was shocked when she grabbed my chin in a very forceful manner. It is painful. She lifted my chin and locked her sight into mine. Take this money and leave my son alone. He is to marry a wealthy girl, the daughter of a politician, a complete opposite of a worthless twat like you. Now take this money and I'll file the divorce papers or disappear in our lives and forget that the wedding happened. I stared back at her. I will not do that. She chuckled. Oh, really? You are that in love with my son, huh? Well, sorry to burst your bubble. My son loathes you. You're the reason why he is trapped in your stupid, boring life. You lured him into this prison. In every word she says, she grips harder, making it more painful every second. That is not true. You're just clouding his judgments. I did everything to provide for this family. And now I'm the bad guy? Ha ha ha, you're so funny and pathetic. Of course, you must provide because you dragged my son into this. No matter what it takes, Rick will marry that girl he met at the party. He deserves to be with the wealthiest and most influential people in town. He does not deserve a girl like you. You can go back to your lowly life at the farm and be with your loser mother. She slapped me so hard in the face that I almost lost consciousness. Before she could even get out of the house, I approached her. Don't ever talk to my mother that way. She laughed and looked at me from head to toe. Look at you. You're a complete mess, just like your mother. I remember how she begs for my son to marry you to save your reputation. But in fact, it had already been ruined by you. You are just like your mother, dumb horse. I can feel my hands shaking. I was about to slap her when she caught my hands. And now you're going to hit me? You're so pathetic. I will sue you if you even try to lay a hand on me. You are the one who deserves to be sued. I will never let you get away from insulting my mother and abusing me. Oh, so you are brave now, huh? She pushed me and fell right into the floor again. Be thankful, because Ricky's new wife is very generous to give you that sum of money as compensation for your troubles and a token of gratitude for giving her your husband. Just stay away from our lives. I couldn't think straight anymore. I'm angry and in so much pain. Please, let me talk to Ricky. She shut the door so loud. I was panicking. I immediately called my husband, but he was not picking up. I tried many times to contact him in all his accounts, but he's not answering. I also discovered that he had withdrawn all the money I had saved in my bank account. I almost collapsed crying as I saw the zero balance on my account. This is so unfair. They left me with nothing? That night, I got drunk on alcohol. I know Ricky's abuses and hatred toward me, but we were happy, or we used to be. He got worse by the time we lost our daughter. I still remember how he cared for, talked, and touched me with love and compassion. But now, it is all gone. I sent my mother a text message stating everything that had happened, and by morning she found me on my bedroom floor. Christy! Oh my God! What happened to you? She helped me get up and put me into bed. I started crying as I saw my aging mom clean me with a warm towel. My heart aches for her. She only wants the best for me, and I only gave her problems. I remember my mother-in-law's statement toward her, and it breaks me even more. Mom, I'm so sorry. Hush now. It is not your fault. It is. My voice is cracking in every word that I say. Don't worry. You are fine now. Mommy is here. I will never leave you. She caressed my face and I saw tears forming in her eyes. I closed my eyes and felt her warm touch in my skin. My mother is the best thing in the world, and to hear someone else call her those things, it angers me. My mom said those words in the most comforting way. That day, she took care of me. She cooked me my favorite food and stayed with me until a realization came to my mind. Mom, I think I know where they went. My mother looked at me in confusion. What do you mean? I think they went to Uncle Greg's party. I saw my mother's eyes widened. Uncle Greg is my rich uncle. He owns a housing company and he is my mother's older brother. The two of them grew apart when my mother decided to marry my father, a mere farmer. My uncle has no wife nor any children. Are you sure? Yes, I think I heard someone talk about it in my office, but I pay it no mind. And then my gut feeling hit me. I quickly went to my husband's things and I saw a copy of the invitation. It has my name on it. It was meant for me. I let my mom see it and she gaped. Your uncle still remembers us. I opened the invitation and there was a note on it. I cannot wait to meet you, Christy, my beloved niece and heir. Please bring your mother, my dearest sister. I longed for her every day. I went down to my feet out of disbelief. Heir? My mother was in complete shock. Greg is going to make you his heir? The invitation. They tried to hide it from me. Anna and Ricky tried to sabotage me. They went to the party that was meant for me? Enough of that now. Let's put matters into our own hands. Mom immediately called the number on the invitation. She introduced herself as Uncle Greg's sister, and to our surprise, the staff's happiness can be felt over the phone. We were waiting for you to reach us out, Madam Leticia. We will be sending an envoy to your place right now. My heart almost stopped. I could not believe all of this. My mother was crying so hard. I thought Greg had forgotten about me already. It was about 23 years since the last time he talked to me. I want him to meet your father, but he is gone now. The next thing I knew was that a car pulled up in our driveway. We went with it and it brought us to my uncle's place. As we went inside, my mother broke down in tears as my uncle ran towards her and hugged her so tight. Both of them cried in each other's arms, and when he saw me, he hugged and kissed me on the forehead. I am so sorry it took me this long to find the both of you. You were never late, Greg. From now on, you will stay here with me. We're family and we are meant to be together. On that day, my life changed as well as my mother. We stayed at my uncle's house and he provided for us. He sent me back to school the next week and my mom managed the company with him. A month has passed and I grew to love my comfortable life. There are times that I would think about Ricky. There was a knock on my door and it made me come back to reality. Come in. Hello, Miss Christie. Your mother wants me to bring you a cup of coffee. Thank you, Dorothy. I smiled at one of my uncle's maids. She moved closer to me, and before she left, she took a quick glimpse at my laptop as if she had other business on me. If you don't mind me asking, Miss Christie, do you have a husband? I slightly chuckled at her statement. Yes, I had. But he left me. I responded in the most gentle way. I see. Men are cruel. They don't know how much their actions hurt us. But you do look familiar to me, ma'am. I think I saw you somewhere. Maybe. I do a lot of work. Perhaps you have seen me in one of my jobs? She nodded and smiled at me. I shall leave then. I must be disturbing you, Miss Christie. Thank you. I smiled back at her. As soon as she got out, I received a text message from the person that I hate the most, my mother-in-law. Ricky is filing the divorce papers now. We will send in the money for you to somehow afford a lawyer. His new wife will finance the proceeding. Be grateful and do your job, and for the record, do something useful for us." My heart was pierced. I heaved a sigh and remembered the good things that came after Ricky left me. Maybe it was meant to happen. I did not respond to her texts and just let her be. Dinner came, and I could sense my uncle's uneasiness. "Is there something wrong, Greg?" "The company lost funds today from an unknown user. Someone must have gone inside our account and stole the money. Good thing I already have it covered, and experts are starting to track down the culprit." A glass fell to the floor and broke. I saw Dorothy swiftly pick up the shards. "I'm so sorry. I'll clean this immediately." I can sense the nervousness in her voice. I feel bad for her. The next day, I received another message from my mother-in-law. "Stupid girl, meet us at Piet's restaurant. You're going to sign these papers now. If you won't show yourself, I will do everything to ruin your life." I have no choice but to meet them. As I was about to leave, I remembered Dorothy. I pity her last night, and I want to give her something. Some cash so that she can give herself a break. I looked for her, but the other maid said she went out for lunch with friends. Maybe I'll treat her tomorrow then," I whispered to myself. With that, I headed to the restaurant. The moment I saw my mother-in-law and even just my husband's back profile, I was already shaking. Also, a familiar silhouette of a girl caught my attention. She is sitting next to Ricky. I went closer to them, and I was in complete shock when I saw the girl's face. I stared at her. "And you're finally here? Being late is also one of your worthless traits, isn't it? You have no manners, and you kept us all waiting, especially Madame Dorothy. You have no shame. We're doing you a favor here. We're making your life easier. You have a huge sum of money now, so sit down and sign the damn papers, or I'll sue." "It's you?" I interrupted my mother-in-law's speech. I gave Dorothy a blank stare, ignoring my mother-in-law and husband. "How dare you interrupt me? You're the one who steals our company's money? And for the record, you're the one who stole my husband?" I could not control my temper anymore, and I shouted at her. My mother-in-law got up and slapped me in the face. "Have you lost your mind? How do you yell at Madame Dorothy and disrespect her? And what company are you talking about? You're talking nonsense, you poor brat." I slammed the table and got up. "The next time you lay a hand on me, you'll be in jail. The girl right here is my uncle's maid, and she stole his money so that she can pose as a rich young girl when in fact she is actually serving me. I'm the heir of my uncle's company, and now I can even buy this restaurant right here and then. You're the one who is disrespecting me. The three of you, and I will never let anyone fool me, nor my family. I had enough." Ricky was shocked. "You're not rich?" I'm sorry. Please do not leave me. Please, Miss Christie, I'll give back all the money I stole." "This is not true." The three of them were starting to panic as I tried to call the authorities. "I will turn the three of you to the police. I have both evidence. You slapped me in the face, and all of these people here are witnesses. It will fortify your abuses to me. And you, Dorothy, you have already confessed, and you will be convicted as a theft." My mother-in-law fell to her knees and begged for mercy. My husband came to me and tried to hold my hands, but I shrugged him off. "The two of you treated me like I was so low, like I was nothing but a dumb and worthless girl? Now it's time for the both of you to learn your lessons the hard way. Dorothy also cried her eyes out until the authorities came and arrested the three of them. My mother and uncle came inside the restaurant and rushed toward me. My uncle will take over the legal actions. He assured us that justice will be served for all the mistreatments that they gave us. And on that day, my mother-in-law, husband, and maid cried for mercy, but it was silenced by the loudness of their mistakes.